Merciless is actually going to be the first sponsor to the So Yeah podcast. And we're going to discuss a little bit here what he can provide to not only artists, but podcasters as well.
I've heard this story plenty of times. Oh shit, they've bombed Giza. They've bombed Giza. Like,
yeah.
I want to hear a story of a narrative of, you know, of course, I feel like a revolt is set to happen. It's going to happen if there's going to be any kind of change. But I want to hear some sort of, if not a victory story, a peace story, a story of people coming together, a story of people really figuring out the differences and hashing out a plan where there's equality and love for one another. You feel me? Like, the thing is, I'm not good at answering DMs. I'm sorry if I have not answered your message. I'm so sorry. Feel me? It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry. Forgive me. Don't hurt me. I know a real nigga when I see one. That nigga that you see in the churches, you feel me? Like, no disrespect. No disrespect. He fly, whatever, you feel me? But that ain't Jesus.
It ain't Jesus.
I seen them with my own two eyes. I seen them. I seen them.
Where you seen them?
I seen them in the Bronx. Uptown is where a lot of Jamaicans be, and they just be driving so reckless. Like, I don't know. They drive like they back home. Feel me? But they, you know, I almost got hit by a car.
Oh,
I had to
shit.
be like 12 or 13. You feel me?
That's crazy.
And I almost fell. You feel me? I almost fell right in front. Like, the car almost squished me, you feel me? But I moved. You feel me?
Yeah.
And when I moved, that nigga Jesus, he came from behind me. He picked me up. He said, "My son, I got you."
Ago, it's the conversation. Yeah. Take your mind different places. Now you know. So yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah.
we got Merciless in the crib. What's
Yo,
good, bro?
it's a good game.
Yo,
Chillin',
thank you for
chillin'.
coming through, bro.
No problem, bro. Thank
How
you
was-
for having me.
How was your day, bro? Talk to me.
Yo, day was my day. Day was just doing what it do. Go by fast. But I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I
So
literally
blessed. Thank you.
got up, went to class, found out they was having like a school trip that I didn't even know about. And
They didn't invite you.
nah, they didn't invite me. What a
What the
shame, you
fuck?
feel me? Bro, you feel me? But it's all good.
Word.
After that, I pretty much, like, I was talking to you, and what do you call it? I was like, yeah, I'm in class, and then I found out that they was having a trip. I called you right back. I was like, yo, what you doing, bro? And then here I am, bro. We just knocked out 2 tracks.
Yo,
You feel me?
quick
2
and
tracks,
easy,
you feel
bro.
me?
Yo, you flex that shit, bro.
Yo, no
and,
problem,
And
bro.
I like that conversation that we were talking about in regards to music.
Yeah,
And in regards to how New York has a certain particular sound.
yeah.
And that sound is distributed through like certain beats, like certain 808s, right? Certain,
So, like,
or would you? Yeah. Can you explain that?
I know for the most part, old school.
Before we spark that one, let's spark this one because this one's like a little appetizer and that's like the main entree.
Word.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So New York, specifically when it comes to like boom bap beats, the old school sound, like New York compression is like a specific style of compression. In terms of like instrumentation, like I would safely say it makes the drums hit a certain way. It has a certain punchy kind of feel. So New York compression, a lot of that could be heard in like old school boom bap beats, music from like the late 80s up until like 1995, where you start hearing new sounds incorporated into hip hop. But
And what makes those beats in particular, like Jay Dilla's time, like what makes those beats so difficult to create?
I think there's a lot of reasons. I think the simply put reason is like when you're a creative, there could only be one you. You feel me? Only you really can. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. There's multiple methods and whatnot, but only you know your method. Jay Dilla, he had a method to his madness, whereas his sound cadence, it was very much unique at the time, and sure, people replicated and have figured it out, but it will never sound the same. A J Dilla type beat will never sound the same as a J Dilla beat. You feel me?
That's a fact. And yo, let me tell the audience real quick, because Merciless is actually going to be the first sponsor to the So Yeah podcast. And we're going to discuss a little bit here what he can provide to not only artists, but podcasters as well.
Right. You feel me? I do pretty much when it comes to the background, the canvas, I'm pretty much the framework that holds the canvas together. So if you need background noise for your podcast, for your personal needs, for porn, for anything that requires music, I'm your guy for that. If you need mixing, engineering, and you want your vocals to sound better, or you want your levels adjusted for your podcast, I could do that as well. So I'm going to be working with a Go on his upcoming podcast, and I'm going to be showcasing my skills throughout. So if you need me, I'm your guy. Also, not just for podcasters, rappers, artists, singers. If you want to sound good, I'm your guy. Feel me? Word.
Boom.
Boom.
And where can they find some of your services in terms of for the music and beats? And
if you need beats, if you need to request beat mixing or vocal mixing services, you could access that on my website at www.mercilessbeats.com. If you want to contact me directly, you could shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter. I don't really care for Twitter. Oh, my fault. X. What do you call it? It's the same username, Prod Merciless, PRODMERCILESS. Word.
Now, Merciless, what can you say about music's evolution from beginning to now of hip hop, of rap in particular?
I could say the evolution of rap, it's definitely a beautiful story, because it started in the Bronx, as everyone knows, and for those who don't know, hip hop started in the Bronx and whatnot. Anybody that has any static over boroughs, you feel me, have some respect, you feel me, you like rap, close your mouth.
You heard?
But word, like I said, the evolution of hip hop is such a beautiful story, because it started from the gutter. It started from, the projects, from somebody trying to do the right thing and trying to give a what do you call it?
Good time.
He was not only a good time, but it was a community event. It was like a fundraiser for kids going back to school. That's what it was. Hip hop started as, give it back. That's what hip hop truly is about. At least to me, hip hop represents giving back, showcasing and telling your story, you feel me? So that the world could hear it and feel it and understand it.
Wow.
When it comes to the evolution, I think that hip hop has definitely been felt, because you see every part of the world has its own, version of hip hop. There's Chinese hip hop, there's K-pop, there's
I'm speaking more in regards to what we were talking about before. Remember how you were describing how it went from New York to then California?
Word. So
in that aspect of things.
So in that aspect, hip hop is very much, even to this day, it's very much regional. There's some songs that break through, and they have mainstream success amongst everybody, but it could all be traced back to one specific region and one kind of sound. So you have, if you notice today's sound, especially the trap sound, is greatly influenced by Memphis, Tennessee. So 3 6 Mafia and a lot of their, not just their production, but the patterns, it's like a very southern kind of sound. It's very much it's unique to the South. However, in today's times, you hear the same pattern kind of recycled in other beats amongst other producers, and it could all be traced back to the sound that was coming out of Memphis, Tennessee. In the 90s, eventually it got to Atlanta, and they took the whole trap sound and the southern sound and they made it soar to the point where it's definitely the mainstream sound.
Do you think that drill beats in particular is what's in now?
Hell yeah.
What do you think started that? And do you also feel that this is also going to go into another evolution? What may that evolution be in your eyes?
Well, when it comes to evolution, I don't think that there's been so much of a change in terms of like the subject matter of hip hop, whether you call it drill or whether you call it like, you know, just rap, trap and whatnot.
What would you say those subjects are?
Say it one more time.
What would you say those subjects are?
The subjects would be killing, killing, partying, trapping, selling drugs, like, you know, the glamorizing the negative aspects of, you know, Black and Latino life. You feel me? Urban life.
Would you compare that to like almost the Scarface of our time, or you know, because back then people always wanted to be like mobsters?
Yeah,
in
like
America?
I feel like that concept is very much pitched in hip hop. There's always gonna be the desire for, you know, the machismo, the kind of like, you know, not just like strong like masculinity, not so much the masculine energy of it, but more so like the staticky energy. There's always a desire for like the next 6ix9ine or the next like dude that's just gonna, you know, say and talk and do some shit. I feel like that's
outside the box.
Yeah, at least considered outside the box. But
right,
like I said, it's there could
right.
only be one, you know, one person to set the tone. Next step, you got to be yourself though. You always have to reinvent the wheel. That's what hip hop is also about.
Right. I would always say creativity is a spin-off of creativity. You feel that, you know? Yo, tell me about, because you grew up in the Bronx. How is the women in the Bronx like?
Sheesh. I mean, aggressive is very much a cliche word. But it's like taming a lion, but shit, man. I don't know. I've from my experiences with dating women from the Bronx, they're very like, if you quite loyal. You feel me? Like not. I'll take that back. You feel me? If you are on your shit, you take care of your business and whatnot. You feel me? Being a good dude. You feel me? And you have the right woman, help you get stuff done. They're down for the cause. They understand, you know, struggle. They have a certain degree of humility. I don't know, different energy, different atmosphere creates different personalities. So, you know, I've dated women from Brooklyn and whatnot, and they were quite cocky and whatnot, but that's like the ambience of Brooklyn. They're very much a cocky kind of people. The atmosphere, there's a lot more going on in terms of let's see. Comparable to the Bronx, I would say that there's, in terms of criminal activity, in terms of just like wild activities, Brooklyn and the Bronx can go shoulder to shoulder. I think in terms of humility amongst people, the Bronx definitely has that. So when it comes to dealing with the women, you kind of deal with, you know, women with a little more of a snobby attitude. Even from Queens and whatnot. Queens, I'll safely say Queens got the best women. Like Queens, they got the best women. Like it's mad
Queens
diverse. You feel me?
much.
You feel me? You get different mixes. You feel me? But like, you know,
How you fuck with Astoria?
Story is fire. It's chill.
Yeah, right.
It's nice.
Astoria
It reminds me of like a clean Bronx with more Arabs. But yeah, like I fuck with Queens.
The other day there was a march on Steinway, bro. There was like, I'm not even lying, bro. It was like 1,000 people, bro. Like 1,000 Palestinians, bro, marching down Steinway, bro, and just
Yo, speaking the truth.
Yeah, and just chanting, having a whole banner. There was so much going on, bro. It was wild. I was just trying to go to the gym, and then like I was like, oh, everything's closed.
Yeah.
Shit was wild. Everything shut down.
Yo.
And there was one guy on top of the fucking the light poles.
Yeah.
He climbed that shit, bro, with the Palestinian flag. Started waving that shit, like, and everyone was like, yeah. It was fucking. I fucking
as he should.
Recorded that shit. Matter of fact, I should put it as a clip. But that's some shit, bro. Yo, how do you feel about that whole thing, bro?
It's unfortunate. It's so crazy, it
right?
Sucks. It really does. I think when it comes to world problems, it's definitely an issue that hasn't. It's not like it's something that hasn't been prevalent before. These kinds of issues, especially in places like the Middle East, the way I kind of analyze it is like, I look at it from a historical standpoint. Thousands of years ago, the same kind of issues in these countries kind of existed, whereas like you have one culture that's already there, a new culture comes in and overtakes the culture that was already there.
Facts.
They assimilate, and then on to the next culture that comes and does the same thing until the next culture assimilates. I think the problem with the Palestinians is the assimilation aspect of it. There's that battle for it, and there's also the battle for the land. And I don't really care to go too deep into this subject because there's so many ways to look at it. And at the end of the day, I think it's just unfortunate that both parties involved have to be harmed, have to wake up in fear for their lives. You know what I mean? I don't think that's something that anybody from any side should have to fear and deal with.
Do you know who Piers Morgan is?
Nah.
He's like a professional speaker when it comes to global politics and such, right? And he's this white guy from London, I think, or England, because he has like that British accent, you know what I'm saying? And he's been covering a lot of news in regards to all of this, and he displays a lot, like he has a lot of room where he's broadcasting a lot of Palestinian voices, right? But I've noticed in a lot of the videos, he's saying the same thing, and he's letting them speak, but every single time they're speaking, he doesn't necessarily listen to what they're saying or responds to what they're talking about. And then when he responds, it seems as if he just reverts to the same script he's been saying. He's like, well, how do you feel about what happened on October 7th? And then like it kind of just like goes back to, all right, well, this is how they feel about it. Okay, now we can move on. And then
I think when it comes to that, there's like a mass distortion of reality, distortion of what's real and what's not. News reporters, whether they serve for the left wing or the right wing or the Democrat, Republican, they all set to serve a grand agenda. And I think that agenda is really to just confuse the masses so that they eventually make the wrong decision or the decision that fits whatever order that they have planned. So when you see like a news reporter and like he serves as a news reporter, and of course he has like a prominent following and people respect him and whatnot. And like you said, he's bringing back the same script. I feel like the reason for the script being brought back is because he has to fit a certain plan, a certain agenda to project a certain message. So
that's interesting. That's also one of the things that a couple of the Palestinian speakers that was on his show pointed out. but like
Right. Of course.
it wasn't really spoken about afterwards, or at least in the video that I saw on YouTube.
Of course, they're going to dismiss, whatever pointers make the interviewer look bad. And, like I said, if there's a certain message and point that they want to get across, they're not going to allow another force or another voice to deflect from the point that they're trying to get across. Because, like, the way I look at it is they're trying their hardest to paint the Israelis as the good guys, and enough people, enough of America, enough of the Western world has the consciousness to see that they're not the good guys, because for years prior to, they've been harming and doing the same shit that they've been doing to the Palestinian people.
For 80 years.
For 80 years. So, like, it's no different. But collectively, the kicker is that the Palestinians are now fighting back, and they're now arming up and defending themselves.
But they have no chance.
Huh?
They have no chance.
Realistically speaking, yeah, they don't. And that's why, like, I feel for them, and it sucks so much that they're going through this. But, like, it's been hard for me to really, like, put my 2 cents into, like, of course I give a fuck and I care. Like, it's been hard to put my 2 cents into, like, understanding what's to come next, because I feel like, what's to say in another year we're gonna be hearing another story. Like, I've heard this story plenty of times. Oh shit, they've bombed Giza. They've bombed Giza. Like,
yeah.
I want to hear a story of a narrative of, of course, I feel like a revolt is set to happen. It's going to happen if there's going to be any kind of change. But I want to hear some sort of, if not a victory story, a peace story, a story of people coming together, a story of people really figuring out the differences and hashing out a plan where there's equality and love for one another. You feel me? Like,
it would have to take a big step forward in terms of look at situations in a community, like fights between brothers, and not necessarily blood brothers, but just like friends or whatever, and then like that is for life, because you're like, I don't trust this motherfucker, this motherfucker doesn't trust the other motherfucker, and that's it. Like, it's scrap, that's it, it's done. But in a small scale, and then a large scale is with these countries and these leaders that, like, so it would have to take a lot of maturity in terms of global maturity, if you will. I remember somebody telling me how it's wild how there's so many languages, but there isn't necessarily one language that we all speak. Yes, of course, English is everywhere and everything like this, but some people don't speak English.
Right. We don't have, like, it's like, I think the word is lingua franca or something like that, like a universal language.
That's what it's called, lingua franca? I'm
yeah, or like a language that is commonly spoken amongst other cultures that brings people together.
Because imagine?
Right. They say the closest thing that we have to it would be English.
Right.
Because it's taught amongst schools around the world.
Right.
And it's kind of seen as a grand commerce language. However, I think if we were to cultivate a language that we all could speak, I think that would definitely change the game.
Change the world.
Not only the language, but you can speak a different language and have, the same collective moral and value system. It all boils down to, like, your moral and value system. I think maybe this generation probably won't get it, but if we are to get it, it would start with us teaching the next generation how to, like, sort things out. We may not live to see, peace in the Middle East. You feel me? That's such a, like, a known saying, but it's something that hasn't been achieved, and it's something that I think would definitely change the world. But
that's the story she wrote.
That's the story she wrote. But yeah, man, like, listen, the Middle East, this is, like, the way I analyze it, like, these are countries and lands that that have thousands of years of history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are literally biblical lands that are holy and whatnot. I feel like the fight between Palestine and Israel, it definitely dates back further than our lifetime, further than previous lifetimes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like the fight between like Israel, Palestine, it's just like a fight that we don't have but so much control over. I feel like that's just a battle in a fight that we don't have but so much control over.
Yeah, bro.
I feel
like many things.
Yeah, there's only but like there's like prayers like God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can and cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think there are many things about that situation that us as people that are part of the free world can help to change, but there's certain aspects of that battle that we probably
haven't internalized.
You feel me? Like,
do you because your name is biblical.
Yeah.
Solomon. Talk to me about Solomon, bro. Because I hear Solomon was a great king, bro. Like, a great king, truly for his people.
From what I've read and from what I've just analyzed, my own self, my own path, and whatnot, I definitely think the name suits me well.
Yeah.
And I think that Solomon, he was a great king in terms of his wisdom is always spoken about. And his wisdom really allowed him to weed out, the good from the bad in his empire. And he had prosperity within his empire, and he was, able to unite the tribes within Israel. And I feel like if you are to bring a biblical timeline into this current situation, some would probably say that. So we'll probably say that it's part of like the curse that he faced after he died.
What is exactly?
So
the curse to what?
The curse was that his empire would fall, that his descendants and the people after him that run his empire or what is today Israel would, continuously fuck up, continuously fall, or continuously damage the integrity of the empire.
That's interesting. I also recently I had a podcast where a man, shout out Samuel Forjo, he was discussing how in the Bible it states that it's the Israelites' land, and that no matter that's for the Israelites, and he made a comparison to Babylon. He said that God also said that Babylon won't ever be couldn't ever be reconstructed, no matter what, and that apparently who spent millions of dollars trying to reconstruct it but failed?
King Solomon? Who?
Saddam Hussein.
Dude.
That was interesting.
Interesting.
Word. Because it's like that holds weight and truth to this day. You know what I mean?
If you notice, there's value in North Africa and the Middle East in terms of resources, in terms of, just the historical value of these lands. They're literally holy lands. They have certain, there's things that we may know or we may have a sense of, you feel me? And there's things that we just don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't speak too much on the things that I don't know, but what I do feel is that there's potentially hidden secrets and hidden codes within the structures of certain lands. There's a reason why, Israel and Egypt and Iran, these are they were chosen to be holy lands you know, and through the history of time or whatever, you feel me? Like, I feel like there's always going to be a scope when the leaders of the Middle East and the leaders of like North Africa, because they have so much power. So there's always going to have to be the cahoots and the plan to split the power.
How do you feel about the United States providing aid to Israel?
They've been providing aid to Israel.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
But no, I understand that. But what do you think about in terms of why that is? I was speaking to somebody recently, and he was
Financial benefit.
Yeah, he was saying just that a lot of technological advancements were due to the Israelis, apparently, and even the software system that basically like hears you and gives you the exact advertisement to what you were talking about.
Yeah.
That software system was apparently developed by them.
So yeah, like I said, it's like a financial interest in terms of them being in cahoots with the Israelis. And like I said, like, there is a grand order, a grand plan to have, you know, like, fuck the conspiracy theories shit, you feel me? I get it, I believe in it, you feel me? It's real. A lot of it is real. A lot of it is based on your ability to distort, to distinguish, you know, reality from falsehood. But the financial interest is, it's like one hand wash the face, one wash the other. Mm-hmm. The U.S. funds and gives money and gives weapons to Israel in exchange for whatever resources, whatever political gain, whatever, you know, behind the scenes rituals that they're doing in order for it to manifest into whatever grand plan that they have. And that is a battle that is, you know, potentially it's getting harder for them to move things forward because people are gaining consciousness. But I think when it comes to the battle, you're really going to have to armor up. Not so much physically, guns and shit like that, maybe even that too, but mentally, reading, you know, staying away from the computer and your cell phone, disconnecting from the reality that they place in front of you for you to consume, and being able to consume the reality that's actually in front of you. The phone has like, you know, of course I use computers, I use my phone, I use, you know, my technology. I have to use it, I'm a creative. Right. But you also have to know how to have the balance of stepping away, you feel me? Like, the thing is, I'm not good at answering DMs. I'm sorry if I have not answered your message, I'm so sorry, you feel me? It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry. Forgive me, don't hurt me. But
just a second. I wanna get more water.
He needs a refill. You're now tuned into the segment where I talk about my plans for purple domination. See Jesus? He's black. Okay. Now back to what was he talking about? We was talking about a lot.
So much, bro.
So much.
I think we were talking about how Jesus is black.
Let me tell you something. I know a real nigga when I see one. That nigga that you see in the churches, you feel me? Like, no disrespect. No disrespect. He fly, whatever, you feel me? But that ain't Jesus.
It ain't Jesus.
I seen them with my own two eyes. I seen them. I seen them.
Where you seen them?
I seen them in the Bronx.
We're in the Bronx. Describe to me the environment.
It was a cold winter evening. I was walking down Boston Road. It was snowing. Snow was so hard, you would have thought it never snowed before, but it was snowing.
Oh shit.
And I walked past, thought I was about to get hit by a car. Cause I couldn't see. And you know what it is? Like uptown is where a lot of Jamaicans be, and they just be driving so reckless. Like I don't know, they drive like they back home. Feel me? But they, I almost got hit by a car.
Oh,
I had to be
shit.
like 12 or 13. You feel me?
That's crazy.
And I almost fell. You feel me? I almost fell right in front. Like the car almost squished me. You feel me? But I moved. You feel me?
Yeah.
And when I moved, that nigga Jesus, he came from behind me. He picked me up. He said, "My son, I got you." I said, "Yo, my nigga, you got me?" He said, "I got you." I said, "You gonna kill for me?" He said, "I'm gonna kill for you."
Oh,
so you gonna
shit.
ride for me? He said, "I'm gonna ride for you."
Oh shit.
It's like, pick that motherfucking 40 cal up, cock that shit back, put it on your fucking hip, and let's go get these niggas in check and show my fucking guns go off. And we was out there. I ran shit in Boston Road.
Boston?
Boston Road.
Boston Road.
B Road.
B Road.
Feel me?
BR.
Not the DR, but the BR.
The BR.
But yeah, I was fucking with you. But yeah, man. I seen that nigga Jesus on the block. He spared the nigga. You feel me? That's my dog. You feel me?
Dog.
I call him every now and then. You feel me?
Hit him up.
Hit him up.
Make sure everything's
You
good.
feel me?
Yeah. Yo, if you could rule the world, right? What would you do?
If I ruled the world, black diamonds and pearls. I don't even know. You feel me? If I ruled the world, I would make sure that everyone eats, everyone laughs, everyone, enjoys whatever it is I can provide to them. I pray that if I ever get to have any kind of position of power, you feel me, like authority, that I am mentally equipped with enough knowledge about the people that I have control over. Not even control. I wouldn't even want to call it control. You feel me? Everybody controls themselves. You feel me?
Right.
I guess I would just be the one that gives the orders and make sure that everybody, falls in line. You feel me?
Yeah.
No killing, no harming, no robbing. Smoke your weed. You feel me? If I was to just be a leader of the people, I would prioritize making sure that the people feel safe, feel welcomed, and feel loved in the community that they're in, or the country, the nation, whatever it is that I get control of or get access to. I wouldn't want to call it control. Never control.
And have them want to all find purpose.
Yes.
Everyone.
Like, my definition of control would be more so like provision. You feel me? Like if I'm placed in a position of leadership, you make sure that your people are provided for.
How would you handle problems, conflicts between two sides?
Square up.
Square up. But no
Nah.
guns, no weapons. Boxing
Word,
gloves?
you know what? There's different scenarios and different situations that may, you feel me? Like I don't know. There's a part of me that says, love each other, be nice. You feel me?
Like, imagine the world was just straight up like.
No, it can't be that way.
Like, instead of killings, it was just the Olympic Games. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just the Olympic Games.
Like, all right, imagine instead of
Like, damn, China got it this year.
but like,
You
word,
with that? All right.
it's like word.
Brazil got it or whatever.
Yeah, instead of niggas fighting and having battles, and I feel like that.
Bring it to the court.
Word, exactly. Shit, I'll be real. If they had to score your best basketball players from
Yo, that
around
would
the world,
change the fucking game, bro. It would be so competitive.
word, your
It would
best,
be so
word.
competitive. Oh man. And then that's when it would really become global. You know why? Because they all just want black guys from everywhere. Like,
Dead ass.
you know what I'm saying?
If there was a global sports committee, I feel like it definitely is. It's got to be the Olympics if it really is. But they only do that every 4 years. But if there was a conflict a global conflict, and instead of niggas like fighting with arms and shit, you hashed it out.
You had to bring it to the court?
In your sport of choice, whether it be basketball or even combat sports like
or
wrestling.
Or it could be all of them, and then that could be like I don't know, some type of system where it adds up points. So like China won like 70 games, and then America won 100 games or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
And then out of that they get the
I feel like, you know, more lives will be spared, destinies will be changed.
Yeah.
Because niggas isn't dying, niggas aren't losing limbs and like, going out for war. You could definitely lose a limb playing sports, but would you rather fucking break your ankle playing sports or fucking like
get blown?
Get blown. I mean,
get blown up.
Blown up.
Yeah, blown up.
You
know
feel me?
Yeah. That's the shit, bro.
Shit. I would want to get blown by an Afghani bitch. Shit. I like me some Arab bitch.
You want it with the whole like hijab on too? That's some fucked up shit. I should have said that. Oh man.
May Allah forgive me. Feel me? But
I mean, respectfully.
I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't ask for it.
But
if it was offered, I would not refuse. That's always my kicker. You feel me? I'll never ask you. Feel me? For some like wild shit. You feel me? You feel me? If it's offered and I know that I'm interested, I won't refuse.
That's what's up. That's respectful. That's respectful. For real.
That way it's never will be.
Right.
I never initiated anything. I never influenced nothing. You feel me? This is all your choice, man.
That's a fact. Yo, Merciless, talk to me about this. What? This is merch, bro? Bro,
you know what?
Show the people
shout
this
out
sweater,
to shout out to my good friend Bianca. She had one of her peoples make this for me, and I've been wearing it ever since. But I definitely need to get more made. I gotta tell her peoples to make some more of these.
Nah, it's just fire, bro.
Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna pass these along. Word.
And that's your color right there, bro.
It's my color, so
shout out Barney.
Color. Shout out Barney.
Yo, what the fuck is with your obsession with Barney, bro? I know we spoke about it before, but bring it back. Where did that started? What's that about?
You know, I like Barney because he teaches people to use their imagination, and you know, he teaches people to do the right thing. What's not to love about him? You feel me? And he's a funny character. He's funny as hell. You feel me? If you really pinpoint his, you know, personality and his mannerisms, I fuck with Barney. You feel me? He's a loving character. He's not a bad character.
Barney, man.
Barney, he's a fucking loving character. He teaches people to use their imagination. Feel me? He sings songs. He spreads joy, and you know, in the end, it's back to reality. That's life. You feel me? Use your imagination to create the world that you want, but have the balance between reality. You feel me? Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. You feel me?
In a TV show.
And a TV show.
And it came to life because of the TV show.
Right.
Yeah. It's like with a lot of things, you have to just build it, right? And they'll come. You heard that expression? I hear that shit a lot.
Easier said than done, but yeah.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Because you could build it, that shit still get destroyed.
It could get destroyed, or you could look at it this way. Sometimes like the longer that you build, the longer you take to build, maybe you're building a skyscraper. You feel me? You may not be building a house like other niggas. You feel me? You may just be building a fucking monument. You feel me? So keep building, keep working on what it is that you're building. Eventually, you know, it may happen now, it may happen 10 years from now, but keep building. You feel me?
Right.
I'm living proof, you feel me, that you can keep building, and I'm always keep building. I'm always continue to like make beats, keep creating, keep working with people, keep networking. Even when I succeed and reach the goals that I'm set to reach, I'm always gonna be searching for the next building block, the next room, the next, you feel me, the next floor to make. You feel me? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So keep going, keep doing it, keep building
What do you want to do next?
everything.
Everything. Oh yeah.
I know
You want to
it's
keep your cards open, right? In
Yeah,
certain,
like,
that certain aspect of things.
I want to I think my focus now is just working with as many people as possible and being able to learn how to fit my sound around what other people have going on, what other people pitch towards me. Being able to still stay unique to my creative aspect and really honing in on what is the merciless touch, what is it that distinguishes me from like other
So many other
producers.
producers.
So like I know like, all right, if I have like a certain pitch modulation that I do in my beats and I consistently do it throughout every beats and I have a method and a formula of how I do it, that's your sound. That's you. And you know, you have your own uniqueness and your own way of tweaking things, whether it be a number and whatnot or a certain shape that you make in your software. Like that's you. That's your sound, you feel me? So that's really my focus is gravitating towards like what is my sound? How do I help others with that sound? How do I complement others' creative journeys with that sound? So that's what I'm focused on. In addition, like utilizing my sound to fit other functions, not just for rappers and artists, but like, and that's what I said. I'm gonna be working with Brother Axel, and you know I'm gonna be doing some background music and some transitions and effects for his upcoming shows, his upcoming podcasts. So we got a plan. Word.
Let's do this. For real, man. I think it's gonna be
happen.
dope. You got any questions for me, bro?
Why is the grass green? Why is the sky blue? Why am I black?
These are tough questions. God made it so.
Amen. Amen.
Yo, bro, where can the people find you?
Prod Merciless on Instagram or Twitter, X. Keep forgetting. You could find me on my website, www.mercilessbeats.com. SoundCloud is the same, soundcloud.com/prodmerciless if you want to hear like my special beats. Yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. I'm also on like Spotify, Apple Music under Merciless. That's MERCILE, and instead of an S, it's $2.
Merciless.
Yep. Merciless,
So yeah.
That's me. So yeah, man.
All right.
Before we close out, you know, I just want to give the audience the space and time to focus in on being a radiant beam of ultramagnetic universal light. You just gotta you just gotta take a deep breath in. Inhale through your diaphragm. Exhale. And type Ashe to affirm. And yeah. And that, my friends, is the So Yeah podcast. Signing off. Peace. Blessings. Merciless. A go.
A go. It's the conversation. Yeah. Take your mind different places. Now you know. So yeah.